last week on Rhoda the Explorer. Rhoda and Boots will explore the world of central science, which is chemistry. From Rhoda's house, they went to the Cave of Elements. They collected the stars by pointing out the position of metals, non-metals, and metalloids in the giant periodic table of elements. Come and join us as we continue our adventure.
Hola, amiga! I'm Rhoda!
And I'm Boots.
We're back to explain about chemical reactions.
And our friends from the laboratory will also help us explain it to you.
Oh no, that sounds like Swiper the fox!
We gotta stop him!
We need your help to stop Swiper. You have to say, Swiper, no swiping!
Say it with us.
Swiper, no swiping! Swiper, no swiping! Swiper, no swiping!
Oh man!
Great! Now let us go to the laboratory.
Come with us.
Hola, can you help us explain the meaning of each stars about chemical reaction?
Sure, Rhoda. This topic is really interesting because in the real world, chemical reactions are everywhere.
That's right. Like a burning of wood, a rotting banana, and even your body where metabolism takes place.
Now let's explain the information that each star contains. First is a definition of chemical reaction.
Chemical reaction is the process in which one set of substance, called reactants, is converted into a new set of substance called products.
In simple words, it is chemical change which forms a new substance.
And we can know when a chemical reaction takes place if there are color change, precipitate, formation, gas production, temperature change, or change in acidity.
Now, we will move on to the second star, which contains the laws of chemical changes.
The law of conservation of mass states that the total quantity of the mass of a substance remains constant regardless of any change that takes place.
And the law of definite composition states that chemical compounds will always contain the same proportion of elements by mass.
While the law of multiple proportion states that when elements combine, they do so in the ratio of small whole numbers.
Now we will move on to the third star, which contains the characteristics of chemical reaction.
The total number of atoms remains the same after the reaction, even when the atoms of the substances changes in the position. Also, the total mass of the reactants is equal to the total mass of products.
Another characteristic is the original substances lose their identity and can no longer be recognized in the newly formed products. Lastly, energy is involved in the chemical reactions. Heat is either absorbed or released.
On to the fourth and fifth star. Now we will explain about the types and examples of chemical reactions.
First on the list is synthesis. In synthesis reaction, two or more chemicals bond together to form a new substance. Let's take on the example of photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, carbon dioxide and water together with sunlight forms oxygen and glucose as a byproduct.
In decomposition, one substance breaks down into two or more separate substances. An example of this is the electrolysis of water. Water decomposes into hydrogen and oxygen in the presence of electric current.
In single replacement, one element knocks another element out of the compound. It could be a metal replaces a hydrogen or replaces another metal. An example of this is zinc in nitric acid. The zinc reacts with nitric acid to form zinc, nitrate, at hydrogen gas, as the zinc can replace the hydrogen in the process.
In double replacement, two compounds exchange to form two new compounds. An example of this is the reaction between silver nitrate and sodium chloride, as the silver trades its nitrate ion for the sodium chloride ion, causing the sodium to pick up the nitrate and ion.
Last on the list, we have combustion. In combustion, oxygen will always be a reactant. Combustion occurs when a fuel and an oxidant react to form oxidized products. An example of this is the combustion of methane. The methane reacts with the oxygen gas to produce carbon dioxide and water.
That was great! Now we learned about the definitions, law, characteristics, and examples of chemical reactions.
Yeah, I've learned so much from that.
We hope that you've learned from us too.
See you next time for another exploration for stars. Again, I am Boots.
And I am Rhoda the Explorer. Adios, amigos!